So, what happened to that rapper, Lil Reese? I heard something about him getting shot at.
Yeah, apparently he got grazed in the eye, and he got caught in the middle of a shootout. Basically, nobody knows exactly what happened. There's two spins. There's two stories. Yeah. One is that he was involved in stealing a vehicle, and somehow some kind of shootout broke out. Don't really know a lot about it. The other story is that he hopped into a stolen vehicle that he did not know was stolen to buy like some weed from somebody, and the tracking device went off in the car, and that's how the cops knew where they were at. And in the meantime, somehow there was some kind of like shootout that broke out that could or could not be gang related. Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah,
nobody really knows why, but the fact is he got shot in the eye.
I think what probably happened, it was a shootout over a stolen car, but the people found out where they were. He was trying to buy the weed in the stolen car.
Oh, and he got caught in the crossfire?
And he just got caught in the crossfire.
That's possible.
I think that's what pretty much happened, because it just sounds kind of weird that he stole a car trying to buy weed out of it, or was it like that? Or, and then like the cops was following, and like it just sounds a little...
Yeah, no, it'd make more... I think maybe instead of the cops, it was probably the people that got the car stolen from them. They probably had a tracking device in the car, and they probably knew where it was. Because that
sounds more realistic.
That makes sense, because there was something about the tracking device going off. I know vaguely of this story. I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just a lot of violence going on right now.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's because of what's going on in the music and just the television shows. We're so quick to just shoot somebody. Yeah. Man, it's just crazy, man. Like. Just like, and think about how his life changed. Like, did they say if he was going to be blind or what's going to happen?
Oh, no, they said
grazed him in the eye.
Yeah, they said he was blind. He was suffering with blindness.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, and he, like when I like Conway, right, with Griselda, right? You heard of Griselda? Mm-hmm. You don't know Conway, because he's an artist from Buffalo.
Okay.
And I was looking at some of his old tapes. This dude got shot in the face, and now the Conway you see from what he was, he has a big, like his mouth is sideways and stuff. And it's like you see that type of stuff, you're like, man, it's just like, that's wild. Like, now these people have to live with this defect or whatever going on. And I mean, they can live through it and they can be all right and everything. It's just that the violence that they have to endure, and they're trying to like just feed their family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that it just, man, you get caught up into the wrong situations. You get caught up in it, man. Like, why is he jumping in cars with people? Like, why is nobody bringing him the weed?
Yeah, exactly. Especially at his level of where
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's
still messing around the streets.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're still doing hood things, but you can't do that. Like, you have a status. People know who you are. You can't be just moving around like that. Like why would you move like that?
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen. It could have happened to anybody jumping in a car with somebody. Especially if you don't know these people that well or what they're into. But I would have rather had somebody just bring it to my crib. Or because I'm not really meeting people at no store and stuff anymore.
Yeah, and nowadays to get weed, you don't even have to go through a drug dealer. You can go through dispensaries.
Yeah,
and even if it's not necessarily legal, even if you do have to go through somewhat of a drug dealer, you can find people that are not like drug
real
dealers.
Yeah,
people
sketchy.
that aren't going to be inviting you into stolen vehicles. And shit.
Exactly.
Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, how did you get involved with some people who stole a vehicle to sell you some weed?
Yeah,
like that's kind of.
And he hasn't really learned his lesson apparently from the last time that he got shot, because he just recently got shot. He got hit.
About what?
I don't know exactly what it was for, but he got hit with the AK-47. They're saying in that same story about him that he just recently got shot.
See, that's what
this
I'm
is
saying.
Like I think the third time he's been hit since 2017.
And see, that's crazy. Like, that's not a badge of honor, man. That's it's crazy.
Yeah. Like
I'm not
you're
running
really
around.
lucky to be alive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not running around like, oh, I'm excited because I got shot 3 times. Like, nah, that's not a badge of honor, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you need to change some things. Something needs to change to why people want to kill you so bad. Like, why are people out here trying to kill you so bad? What are you doing? What kind of karma are you putting out there into the world? Like, you have to think about those things. Like, that energy that you put out will come back to you. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You have to check your energy. You have to check what you put out in the universe, what you say, what you do, because the universe is listening. The universe is listening. So, I mean, it gotta be weird. Like, you walking around and at any time something can happen to you just because of what you're putting yourself in, what you're involved in.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm glad I just make better decisions than I did because, man, I'm just not trying to get just people running up on me, trying to shoot me and kill me and stuff. I got kids to see grow up and get married, have kids and stuff. I want to see that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting to see that. And I think a lot of the younger generation,
you should want to see that.
What else I'm saying? They having kids and they're out here like that. Did you hear about the guy who kid got shot in the parking lot? Where they was at McDonald's. He had I think he had pissed or did something on a rival's grave and went to the McDonald's with his daughter. And they came and shot up the car or whatever and killed his daughter. And he made it. And he was like, I wouldn't even take a bullet for my daughter. I'd take one for my partners and shit. Stupid shit like that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? That's a real story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a real story. Like, I was like, hold on, that's a real story. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, I would not in my life take a bullet for not one of my partners. Not one of them. If you're getting shot, you're getting shot by yourself. I won't be there. You know what I mean? Like, I had to stop going to a friend's house when he told me, like, yeah, they just shot up the place. Oh, yeah? Me and my kids would never come back.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
real,
a really
like,
good way to deter people.
Like, you're my friend.
Yeah.
I love you to death, but my kids and me will never be back.
Yeah.
I'm not getting shot for something that you're doing. That's your problem. That ain't got nothing to do. They're not shooting at me. And since a bullet don't have a name, I don't want to be in the vicinity of where that bullet's going to be shot at.
Yeah. Yep.
If I can avoid being in this vicinity that where a bullet's going to be shot at, I think I've raised my chances of making it just because I'm trying to avoid those situations. So I've always hated going to, like, you know, in my phase of going to getting weed and stuff like that, I hated going to, like, the dope house. Yeah. I hated it. Because when you drive up, you never know if you finna, the law's going to roll up on y'all or they trying to do a bust that day. Like, I mean, you can kind of tell when they doing a bust because they be around the corner. And when you pull up, it just got that feel like something ain't right around here right now. So you kind of know about those, but when it comes down to, you don't know if they finna come into this house, if they surveilling this house, if they doing surveillance on you about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, man, it just ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. But for taking what that dude said, man, that was just like, you're a damn fool. You okay with your child dying?
Yeah, no, that's not okay.
Like, that's not any pride in that. Like,
No.
where's the pride, bro? That was your child. It was your daughter.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of what your actions have led to.
But if you don't have any connection to real love for anybody, why would it matter to you?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Like, that's weird to me, though.
Yeah.
Like, people just don't, love each other anymore. Or just even care about their life or anybody else's, even when it comes to their own family.
Yeah.
That's your seed, and you was like, I wouldn't take a bullet for her?
Yeah. And most people would say the opposite. Most dads especially would say the opposite.
I wish she had hit me.
Yeah.
Because you created that situation that happened. Your daughter had nothing to do with you pissing on this person's grave.
Nah, she was just looking forward to having McDonald's.
That's all she wanted. And she loses her life while you going around here defending your friends and talking about, I take one for my friends and I'm hard. Stupid.
Yeah.
You're just stupid.
Yeah.
You know. So, hey, man, I don't know. So what do you think about stuff like that is going on?
I think too much of it is going on. I think people are too quick to shoot at each other. I think people are too quick to end their problems with death and like fatalities versus just trying to work shit out. I understand there's some things that you can't work out, but honestly, even as a parent, like in that last situation, like you shouldn't put yourself in a situation to where you just did something and now you're gonna go pick your kid up. Like it just doesn't seem logical to me to put yourself in a situation where you could potentially get killed or you could bring something back. They could have followed you back to your house. Like what if they didn't follow you to McDonald's? What if they came to your house and they kicked your door in and did whatever they wanted? Like what if they didn't kill her? What if they like raped your daughter and killed you and your daughter? Or like anything could have happened, you know, and and it's your fault. You put yourself in that situation, and not only are you not owning it, but you're also saying that you would rather take a bullet for one of the people that you are doing that dumb shit with versus somebody that is completely innocent and has nothing to do with it and somebody that loves you unconditionally. So I think it's wrong I think it's inappropriate to speak about your daughter like that.
Well, I mean,
he obviously meant what he said, but I just don't think it's appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's attached to being appropriate. Nothing. I think that's what he feels. Yeah, and that's a real fucked up way to feel about somebody that you brought in this world that didn't make that decision. But
and saying that, you basically said that you didn't even try to save her life, pretty much.
Like, I mean, he could be saying it for different reasons. He could be just saying it just to feel like he hard online. You know, some people feel like this image. I gotta keep saying that I'm hard. I gotta show that I'm not a punk or.
I don't love anybody.
Yeah, I don't love anybody. Like being like the stone cold to where like nothing phases him. Yeah, too much. But it could have meant more to him than what he's letting on. So it's a lot.
I really hope it does. Like I really hope that does mean more to him than what he's letting on, man. I really do.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying I would hope that would be something that he felt a little bit more attached to than the way he kind of came off. Yeah, I would too. Opinion, you know? So. Yeah, man, but violence, I think that we need to start making, talking about things, having a conversation, and not so quick to pick up a gun, because, you do have someone's life in your hand when you pick up a gun.
Yeah, and you have to understand the power that comes with that. You have to make the judgment whether or not this is worth taking somebody's life before you make that call. You don't make that call lightly.
Yeah, these irrational decisions people are making because of quick anger, because they got their feelings hurt.
Just because you're mad.
Being embarrassed or whatever. Nobody want to admit that someone embarrassed them. No one wants to admit that they lost one against somebody, or they feel like someone put them down, so I'm going to put you down. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to kill you. That's no coming back from that. No. It's no coming back from that. But yeah, that's been our show. And if you like the show, please hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel. You're talking to, this is Kel.
I'm Jake.
And you have been kicking it with Kel and Jake. Peace.